Welcome back, Dram Fam, to another episode on the Whisky Diary. Now, when it comes to this seasonal release from Mackmyra, it's not just the pronunciation that's complex. Let me explain. So, this week we are taking a look at the latest seasonal release from Mackmyra. Now, I'm on a fairly good authority that it's, and I'm going to try and pronounce it, Stjärnrök, which translates to star smoke.
Stjärnrök.
Which is pretty much what this whiskey is all about. It's quite a heavily peated whiskey for Mackmyra. And being that it's a seasonal release, I think they've done something a little bit special with the cask selection to make it a bit more unique from their other peaty and smoky offerings. So this whiskey is distilled with barley sourced from all over Sweden and malted in Sweden, which is cool that they're sourcing everything that's super local to the distillery. The barley is smoked with Swedish peat, and to kind of drive a little bit more of a unique flavour into it, they add juniper twigs on top of the peat bed in order to generate a different kind of smoke flavour that can then be infused into the barley. There is quite a lengthy cask recipe with this whiskey. I think there's 8 or so different casks that go into it, but I'll kind of summarise a few of them. We have an ex-bourbon cask, smoky fresh Oloroso, a 30-litre smoky and extra smoky Oloroso, American Oak ex-bourbon, first fill, Smoketail ex-bourbon 100 litre, and Oloroso new and first fill casks. That's what's listed on their website anyway. I'll put a link down below where you can go and check out exactly what they've got to say about their casking recipe. They did also mention in a live stream quite recently that there's some whiskey that's been finished in cloudberry casks, cloudberry wine casks, which is pretty interesting. And I think the general age of the whiskies that have gone into this bottle are between 6 and 12 years old. So it's bottled at 46.1% ABV, and it's a 70 centilitre bottle. I picked this up directly from the Mackmyra website for £62 a bottle, so fairly affordable, to be honest. Let's get to tasting, shall we? So, on the nose. Right away, it's a very gentle smoke. Definitely more of a charcoaly or potentially like a tobacco smoke than sort of a heavy peaty smoke. Hints of licorice or aniseed, but it's all balanced with a very distinct sweetness. Touch sour, but lots of spicy, sweet fruit notes. But overall, generally quite a spicy and sweet nose, with wisps of smoke that kind of dip in and out. On the palate, see, it comes across as both sweet and sour. Sweet and tart is probably a more reasonable description. Sort of think red foraged berries, sort of your raspberries and cranberries maybe. There's a kind of pininess to it. I'm assuming that that's probably one of the wine cask influences, but you've also got lots of rich oakiness, some nice spiciness. Overall, it's very, very balanced, but as that retronasal olfaction kicks in and you start breathing it about, you start getting all of those sort of smoke wisps dipping in and out. It's fantastically complex. The finish on it is long and peppery, and that smoke really does linger, especially sort of up in your nasal cavity. You're picking up a lot of those smoky notes long after it's kind of gone from your taste buds. Upon revisiting, a lot more of the sweetness is coming through now. A little less spicy, definitely more of those classic kind of apple and pear notes that you'd expect to get from the cask selections. The nose still has tons of spice for me, and that licorice and kind of aniseedy flavour is still there in the background, really working well with the smoke. Revisiting the palate, thickens up quite a lot more maybe barbecue-y notes are starting to come through. Maybe it's kind of a mix between those sweet berry flavours and the smoke are coming together, and there's possibly even a touch of salinity maybe. Anyway, in summary, this is a great whiskey. It's smoky but not too smoky, it's sweet but not too sweet, it's got a nice balanced tartness to it, but it definitely tastes Mackmyra. To me, they have a kind of winey element to them. It's usually quite light. They've managed to translate that, what my experience has been thus far, quite a light Mackmyra flavour, and they've boosted it and made it a lot more appealing and opened it up to those that are big into their smoke. Unfortunately, I've not tried what I would assume is pronounced Rök. They're like classic smoky whiskey, so I'd be really keen to get my hands on that to try and compare it to this, but overall, I'm very happy with this indeed, and a fantastic whiskey for £62. But anyway, that's enough from me. Thank you very much for watching. If you've liked this video, please leave a comment down below, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this whiskey if you're one of the lucky people that's had the opportunity to try it. If you'd like to support the channel, please click the subscribe button down below, and you can hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload. You can actually find us on Instagram as well, and on Twitter at Whisky Diary TV. So give us a follow over there. I post fairly regularly, especially on Instagram, with photos of all the bottles that I get in, and so you can pretty much guess what's going to be coming up in a review fairly soon afterwards. And on that note, Slàinte mhath.